Nee, komm, wir lassen. Ja, wir lassen es so mit der Grafik. Gut, gut. Ach du Scheiße, die aktuelle Zeit, Digga, wo soll ich das wissen? War PM, Scheiße, Alter. Ja, wir haben PM. Wie viel haben wir? Irgendwas mit 4, ne? 4 Uhr PM, irgendwas mit 4. Ja gut, ich kann auch 18 angeben. Nein! Geht doch. Er sitzt hier schon seit 1,5 Minuten dran, nur um irgendwas einzustellen. Darf ich jetzt nicht mal spielen? Ah, geht doch. Ja. Und damit willkommen zurück auf Denno Gamer und zu The Stanley Parabel Ultra Deluxe. Ein Spiel, was sich bewusst ist, dass es ein Spiel ist und auch der Charakter weiß, dass er kontrolliert wird. Auf jeden Fall, ich kenne das Spiel, eine Sache vom Spiel und der Rest ist für mich blind. Ich bin gespannt. Ich bin froh, dass es kein Horror-Game ist. Also, soweit ich es gehört habe. Ich hoffe es nicht. Oder wir sagen, starten wir mal. The end is never the end. The end is never the end is never the end. Is never the end. Ah ja. Alles normal. Kennt man ja, ne? Warum seid ihr beide so still?
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Dies ist die Geschichte eines Mannes mit Stanley.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them.
Was ist das für eine Arbeit, bitte?
This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
Digga, bei der Arbeit würde ich einschlafen, Alter.
Was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Ach so, sag mir, ach so. Ich dachte, kommt noch was. Ja, geil, okay. Darf ich springen? Nein. Okay, springen ist schon mal nicht möglich. Gut zu wissen. Gibt es irgendwie eine Steuerung, Einstellungen? Ducken, L2, pausieren, interagieren, umsehen, bewegen. Das ist alles? Gut. Kann man die Tür schließen?
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure.
Oh, ich habe irgendwas getriggert.
What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon,
Das ist die geilste
very
Tasse
soon
im
now,
ganzen
this
Leben, ja.
lad,
Ich hasse
he will
Montage.
be spoken
Geil.
to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Was ist jetzt kaputt? The end is never the end. Wie jetzt? Das war jetzt ein Ende? Geil, erste Seite direkt freigeschaltet. Loading.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the trophy? Click a door 5 times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No. I can't just
Ich habe
give
irgendwas
these
getriggert.
measly 5 clicks. Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say
20 Mal an der
that's
Tür
kind of
klicken?
that
Bist du
warrants
bescheuert?
recognition.
Ich mach das jetzt, Digga. Leck mich.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of
Colin, guck auch mal rein, wenn
true
du willst, ne?
effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Almost certainly 50 clicks.
No. I'm still not feeling it. I want this trophy to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way no matter the cost.
Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
417? Hä? Hä? Ein bisschen umschauen muss man sich ja. So, dann gehen wir mal zu die 417. 417. Was ist denn das? Oh. Okay. 417. Ah!
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Willst du mich verarschen? Wo ist der 437?
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
415. 416.
Now, back to door number 437.
Digga, der mobbt mich.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
Jetzt auch den
All
Kopierer.
right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Digga.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
Auf den Schreibtisch von 419. Hey! Lass mich rauf!
Yes, this is great. You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416. We've almost got it. Now the copy machine, do that one again.
Digga! Hä?
Finish it off, Stanley. 5 clicks on door 430. Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing.
Ich hab eine Trophäe erhalten dafür.
Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today.
Alter. Na gut, ich will mal aber gerne wissen, was das jetzt hier gebracht hat, dass man hier auf den Schreibtisch kann. Das muss ja einen Grund haben. Kann ich da? Okay. Was bringt mir das hier? Kann ich doch. Das wollte ich eigentlich nicht.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd
Scheiße.
broken the
Hab das
map
Spiel kaputt
until he
gemacht.
heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He
Ich habe
then
gesehen,
praised the
dass man
game for
an
its
dem Fenster
insightful and witty
runter kann,
commentary
das ich nicht
into the
wollte.
nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Hast du diesen Wissen? Nö.
Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to,
Der
then
quatscht
perhaps
da
you're
noch länger
not.
als ein Opa, Alter.
In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Okay, er sagte, sollten wir doch mal neu starten und soll dann jetzt zu den Dings hingehen. Eigentlich wollte ich zu der Story hingehen, aber ich werde die ganze Zeit verhindert.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Und ich will da raus. Geht doch.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Ich drück mal auf Ja.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley, who people
Ach du
considered
Scheiße, wie er
so
singt, Alter.
manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very
Nein,
old.
das will ich nicht verlängern. Okay. Wir probieren einfach mal die Story mal entlang zu laufen, oder Leute? Fände ich mal gut. Ah. Gut.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Wait. Ich sollte die linke Tür nehmen, aber warum gibt es eine rechte? Colin, du entscheidest. Soll ich die Story linke Tür nehmen oder soll ich die rechte Tür nehmen? Gut.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Hab keine Ahnung, was... Hier die Tür mal anklopfen. Hallo? Oh.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Wait, nach links oder nach geradeaus? Ich weiß nicht. Links oder geradeaus? Ich gehe links.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Ich weiß nicht. Zurück zur Story oder den roten Knopf drücken? Ich mag Knöpfe. So, Kollege, was hast du jetzt vor mit der Story? Ich habe die Story kaputt gemacht. Und jetzt?
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go,
Ich habe ihn verwirrt, er weiß nicht, wo ich hin muss. Geil.
It's, left.
Mm.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever
Okay,
said it was
ich habe
to
ihn
the right?
verwirrt. Der weiß nicht.
Was I thinking?
Der weiß nicht, wo ich hin muss.
It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Papierrasche.
We went down, right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Ja, ich gehe jetzt hier lang. Okay. Hier ist ein Auto. Oh.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley,
Oh,
close your eyes.
Spoiler?
Okay.
Oops.
We just have to get back to, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable.
Das 427, das ist mein
Rather
Büro.
than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Ich habe jetzt nicht neu gestartet. Ich wollte es mal anmerken, das hat er selber gemacht. Also, ich weiß nicht, ich habe glaube ich ein bisschen Scheiße gebaut. Egal.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Okay, ich gehe hier lang. Ach nö, ein Labyrinth. Oh, eine Tür. Wait, what?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Nein! Ach komm, du Drecksack, vom Start schon wieder neu, Alter. Drecksack. Ja.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yep, it's worse.
Jetzt sind keine Tür mehr da, Alter.
It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Gut. Machen wir.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. A story. Here it comes.
Also ich will ja nichts, Kollege, ne? Aber war da vorher nicht der Raum mit meinem Büro? Der.
No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Ja, ja.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
The Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Okay, ich folge mal der Linie. Kollege, aber eigentlich ging es doch hier lang. Okay, den Sinn muss ich nicht verstehen, Alter. Egal. Ich folge einfach mal der Linie. La 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 la. Okay.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
Wie soll ich so der Linie bitte folgen? Soll der Wand oder was?
Are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what?
Digga, warum soll ich den Raum mit, wenn ich ja wieder geradeaus kann? Hä? Das macht gar keinen Sinn. What the fuck, was ist das denn für eine Mucke? Mucke? Scheiß auf Copyright-Musik. Leute, scheiß auf die Cowboy-Mucke, ich genieße Musik. What the fuck, Digga, was ist mit der Linie los?
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay, ich merke mir den Faden, alles klar. Okay.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Ja, wir sind im Kreis gelaufen. Supi.
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
The Stanley Parable Adventure Line, yay.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story?
Oh, eine
Something
eigene,
exciting,
stimmt, da bin ich dabei.
daring, mysterious. Oh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Okay.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Geile, ein bisschen ruhiger.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just
Ja,
don't acknowledge it.
Ich will diese gelbe Linie nicht mehr sehen. Verpiss dich. Junge! Wie oft kommt noch... Alter! Okay, ist weg.
Ah, a choice. We
Eine
get to
Auswahl,
make a
dürfen eine
decision.
Entscheidung
From
treffen.
here, the story is in our control. How important we must
Okay, wieder zwei Türen. Diesmal nämlich die linke Tür.
In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
Lauf eine Minute lang im Kreis. Okay.
So I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Das Verwirrungsende.
Hold up, what's this?
Vom Wartungsraum abweichen, im Monitorraum ankommen, erzählt der Stadt das Spiel neu, erste Neustadt.
That's what this is.
Entdecken, dass er zwei Türen hat und viele weitere Türen hat,
ending.
ziellos umherwandern,
We're
erzählt der
supposed to
Stadt das
restart the
Spiel
game
neu.
eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to
Ablaufplan für
forget?
das Verwirrungsende
Well, what
finden.
if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide?
Erzähler erinnert
I
sich
get
nicht
to see all
an
of this.
ein bisschen
Is it really-
Neustadt.
No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know?
Weil bei 8 Neustarts und Stanley stirbt dann? Was?
Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Wo ist der Erzähler?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here
Okay, ich mach mal das Story
Feeling
weiter.
a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Okay, Besenkammer, was gibt's denn hier Schönes?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow.
Warte mal,
Just an
Leute, sag mal
empty
leise, ich
broom
trigger die
closet.
ganze Zeit, was, weil ich jetzt
No
an der
reason
Besenkammer
to
bin.
still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning. Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Oh.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed in front of your screen. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway. Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
So, nach unten oder nach oben?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
Ich gehe nach
office.
unten. Nein, nach unten sieht gruselig aus. Ne, ich gehe nach oben. Oha, schicke Bude.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Warte mal, ich kann es ja gar nicht wissen. Okay, dann gibt's das nicht ein.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. Two, 8, 4, 5. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Ich würde sagen, wenn wir das nächste Ende erreicht, dann mache ich mal eine Pause mal wieder.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape oder Mind Control? Escape, klingt cooler.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Nö. Ich will nicht sterben.
But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Full on. Ups. Ich weiß nicht, das war Skywalker. Ich sehe nix.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know.
Oh mein Gott, sieht das schön aus.
Perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Muss ich durch die Tür laufen? Ja, anscheinend ja. Okay.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Yay! Beende das Spiel. Trophäe. Ja gut, das würde ich sagen, das war's mal für den ersten Part hier. Und wir sehen uns beim nächsten Mal beim zweiten Part. Haut rein, euer Gamer. Ciao.